Hello, everyone. Welcome to our campfire, our final campfire for Craft Organization Camp. This video is going to be just very casual. Angie and I chatting about camp, chatting with you guys, answering any questions that you have. It has been such a good camp. We've gotten a lot of really good feedback, which is exciting because this was the first time we did this camp. So we're just so thankful that all of you have joined us, and we really hope that you got something out of this event.
And during the live, we will be giving away an all access pass again. So if you don't have your all access pass or you want your all access pass refunded to you, we're going to give away one during the live sometime. So any comment in the live chat counts. So tell us where you're tuning in from, tell us what you liked about camp, tell us what you didn't like about camp. We are open to feedback for that as well. So just like tell us what you liked about camp, or like one little thing that was fun, or something you organized over the last 3 days. We would love to hear that as well, because like that is progress.
Or your favorite teacher. I always love hearing who people want back for our future events. I mean, obviously we love everybody, but there are some fan favorites that I know people love to watch their videos. So let us know.
First of all, the Facebook group has been hopping. So you all have been doing an amazing job in the Facebook group, and I love seeing all your pictures. And I did want to, I've had a few questions. The Facebook group will remain open. You can post your progress in there. You can like give us before and afters of your space. Like we would love to see all of that as you like get organized in your crafting space. So feel free to post those no matter if it's 1 week from now or 3 months from now when you get around to organizing your craft supplies.
Yeah, it's also like a really great space if you would like, or like, I cannot figure out how to organize this one particular thing. Does anybody have any advice? That sort of thing. You can get help, advice from us, from everybody who's in there. It's a great group.
Oh, someone organized all their scraps by warm and cool colors. That's a very good way to do that.
That is, especially if you don't have like a thing with 1,000 dividers or whatever.
Yeah.
We're just now reading all these little comments here.
Jen did get a new pin organizer. And Jen, now that you have your new organizer, once you get all your pins in it, you should post a picture of it in the Facebook group, because I think everyone wants
to share a picture with us. And we both were like, that's awesome.
She sent me a picture, but I was like, you need to send that to everyone.
I'm so glad that people are saying that they got a lot out of this camp. And I know that there is some repetition in this camp, but that's because over time we all kind of come to similar solutions in some ways, which I think is really interesting to see how it kind of all just coalesces.
I feel like nothing else is just like what gets you motivated to start your declutter and organize process. Then it was probably worth it for you to like jump in for the free event. And just so everyone knows, the free event, everything ends at 9 a.m. Eastern time in the morning. And then the all access pass will go up in price tomorrow night at midnight Eastern time, something like that. So if you're like, I've seen the camp now and I want longer access, now's the time to get your all access pass before it goes up tomorrow at around midnight Eastern time.
This was a big jump. It's going up by $20.
Yes.
Right? So this is a big jump. So if you want to get it now before you are paying $69 instead of $49.
Yeah, and so I did put a QR code up in the corner if you want to scan that for your all access pass, or we made a link, and we also put the link in the description below the video, but it is link.craftingcamps.com/orgcamp, ORGCAMP.
So that people know what else they get with their all access pass, do we want to talk about the bonuses that people will get?
Yep.
Do you want to share that on your screen?
I need to pull that up again? Hold on.
Apparently Angie and I are just like, whoo, we are worn out from camp. There's always so much work, but like you get to the end and you're like, oh,
and all of a sudden, like right before going live, of course, I was like, boy, my throat feels scratchy. So I have water over here.
Somebody said they learned how important labeling is. Absolutely.
Okay. Did that work? Yep. Yay. Okay.
I still can't see them though, because did I bring my glasses with me?
I can read them. I can make them a little bigger on my screen here. So let me see. I wonder if I can make them bigger if it works. If I do, like, nope. Okay, well, I'll just read them off.
All right.
Okay, so if you have your all access pass, you also get these bonuses. It's worth about $280 altogether. So there's a planning checklist pack, time management tips printable, Cricut craft labels. That one's mine. Craft room decluttered decision tree, and that one is Corey's.
You guys should have seen the original, like, I should share that in the group, the original like, draft of that. It's hysterical.
Stash Mountain Adventure Pack, the guide to organizing your craft supplies. That one's from Shelly. That's like a mini course, so that's a good one. My organization binder bundle, and that includes 3 binders, one for businesses, one for Sublimation crafters, one for Cricut crafters. And then there's a Organize Your Craft Space bundle. That one's from Jen Goody. Craft Room label bundle. That one is from Corey. And this one's like 300 something
Just like 200
labels.
something. It's like 200, 250 labels. It's
okay.
A lot of things.
How to find what you've organized guide with checklist. That's from Marie. Very good. That kind of goes along with our class. Crafty cheat sheets from Courtney Brickner. And this is her HTV application guide. It has like time and temperature for tons of different types of HTV. The Bead and Create 4 bracelet patterns PDF. And that kind of goes along with the organizing beads from Ellie Mae. And then finding your perfect planner layout, organizing your craft receipts. If you have a craft business, you need that one. 30-day craft organization workbook. And that one's from Jennifer Maker. And that would be a good one to, like, over the next 30 days, kind of break things out as well, I feel like.
Yep.
And then a craft supply tracker, and it has like a inventory sheets and different things like that. So you can actually keep up with what you have. Not that I'm guilty of not doing that or anything. Free print and cut material compatibility guide, and another sheet of printable label sheets.
So somebody asked why we only give access for a year. We say this in all of our videos. When Angie and I were kind of planning out our first crafting camp, which was now 3 years ago. We've been doing this a while, Ange. We decided that we didn't know what lifetime meant. We didn't know, is that the course's lifetime, our lifetime, your lifetime? It also costs a lot of money for us to host these. So if like nobody's really accessing it, that's a lot of money out of our pockets just to continue hosting it for somebody who may or may not access it down the line. And so we decided to give everybody a year because we feel like that is actually encouraging you to like actually use the content we have, because if it's just there forever, you don't ever have to get to it. But if you have kind of a time limit on it, then we hope that encourages you to get started.
I saw someone say, okay, this may have been your first craft organization camp, but I see many more campfires in the future. You have to do this again next year and the year after and the year after. And I wanted to pull this up because we have not decided yet whether this is a repeating camp or not. So we would love to hear feedback from you. We will send like a little survey after this to your email address, like in the next few days. Give us a few days to recover. We'll send a survey. It will probably also ask in there whether you would like to see this one again. So if you do, please let us know. And that way we can kind of gauge whether we should bring this one back again.
Yeah. Our original idea was to just do this once, but now we're hearing all this feedback of like, no, you have to do it again. So we may change what we're doing. I've seen a few people ask about the cube timers. Angie and I are the
right there.
One's on my by my other side of the room over there. But you can go to either of our more information pages. We both have them linked, I think. I have it linked.
So.
Did I forget to? I might have forgotten to link it. Go to Angie's page.
I feel like any of them on Amazon that, yeah, I mean, look like this. And a lot of them have like different, I like the 5, 15, 30, 60, but there's different increments as well. But they all basically look like this. And you just flip it to whichever side that you want it to start on. And I was like making sure it wasn't on. It is not on. So it's not going to go off in 5 minutes.
Somebody asked how we met. We don't actually remember the first time we met.
Well, okay. We did figure out when the Cricut Explorer 1 came out, we both did this like next design space star competition. It was an online competition.
It was in 2014.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, 10 years ago at least.
And so we did go back and we were like, that's probably the first time like we really started chatting online together. And then I think we met first at like Snap conference.
Yeah, it was probably a conference that we met.
Yeah.
We've just been friends for a decade. That's so nice. I mean, Angie and I, like, literally, if you take anything away from this camp, is that cube timer is life-changing. I feel like everybody's like, "I gotta get that cube timer." I mean, I use it all the freaking time. I got my whole studio clean yesterday by setting 15-minute increments because I knew I needed to do more than 30, especially because my hips were hurting yesterday. And so I just set it for every 15 minutes, got up, cleaned for 5 minutes, worked for 15 minutes all day yesterday. And now my studio's clean.
There'll be a run on cube timers from Amazon. You'll be like, what is happening?
Where are these cube timers coming from? Somebody said that they're in Australia, so they have to be up at 4 a.m. to watch. You don't. You can watch it at your time. Because
Yeah.
they're for 24 hours, it's just a different set of 24 hours. It's, maybe 4 a.m. to 4 a.m. for you, but you still have the time in the middle of the day to watch it. So it's the same 24 hours. It's just that segmented differently. So you shouldn't have to worry if you are on the other side of the world. We do have some limitations on our giveaways, though, because shipping is so expensive.
And we don't have anything that's live for the camp portion. It's all pre-recorded. So you're not missing anything by not being there exactly when the classes go up. Not missing anything at all. The only thing we do live is like a kickoff event and this.
Yeah.
And it is basically just fun and us hanging out.
Yeah.
No instruction.
It's mostly ragging on each other and saying we had a lot of fun.
0 instructions in these.
And we do, if you're wondering if you can win an all access pass, we do have that in the giveaway. So we are giving away one during this live, but we're giving away 10 all access passes in the giveaway section. So if you are attending with a free ticket, make sure you go enter those giveaways because after tomorrow, those are coming down and you won't be able to enter them anymore. If you have an all access pass, you have through next Saturday or Sunday to enter. So make sure you get entered, but definitely if you have the free pass, do that this evening or, very, very, very first thing tomorrow morning.
Yes. So enter all the giveaways if you have the free pass. And there's giveaways within Teachable. And there's also a section called Scavenger Hunt because some of our amazing speakers have giveaways as well. And we wanted to help you find those on their pages. So that's there as well. And we are happy to give hints for the Scavenger Hunt. All you have to do is ask.
And by hints, we mean we'll tell you where they are.
And by hints, I mean I'll probably give you a list and it will be very specific.
So I want to hear, what was your favorite class or what was your most helpful tip? I want to hear that in the comments. Again, every comment is an entry into our all access pass giveaway. If you don't have an all access pass, we'll give you one. And if you have one, then we'll refund it. And we'll probably do that toward the end of this video. We have no idea how long this one's going to be today. But when will the giveaway winners be announced? So we will pick those giveaway winners, I think probably not this Monday, but the following Monday. The giveaway ends Saturday or Sunday next week. I honestly cannot remember at this point. And at that point, we're still dead. So we're going to pick the giveaway winners on Monday. We will announce those giveaway winners in the widget, and we will email the email address that the entry was associated with. And I said this in our first video, and I'm going to say it again. If you are entering with multiple emails, which is fine, check your emails because I think people have an email that they use for giveaways or promotions or whatever, and then they forget to check it. There have been times when we're like, sorry, you don't get a dream box because you did not email us back. So you have to make sure to find our email, respond to our email.
Someone asked about, I would ask for is more about some of the specific containers are and where they came from. So I would say if you're watching a video and it's oh, I really like that thing that Angie is talking about, then if you go below that, there's a more information link. And what I've done is I've linked tons of things that I used. I also linked full craft room tours within that. So you could see specifically on that table is this thing, and she linked to it in her blog post. And then if you just can't find it, I would message or email the speaker and ask them specifically what it is. Or, you can ask in the Facebook group and we'll tag them as well.
Yeah. Somebody asked, where'd it go? What is the widget for the giveaway? It's basically the thing you're putting your entry into. It's like a little box. We've had a lot of people who were busy this weekend. I'm glad they got that all access pass.
So I've been trying to watch the videos and I'm not all the way through them yet. So.
It's so funny. There's so much lead up to this that we end up both of us not being able to watch all of the
Yes.
videos.
I mean, I have
Jen has
plenty
seen
of time
them
to do it,
all because she
and I
doesn't
don't
drink.
have to watch the ones that I filmed, so that leaves off those.
That's true. Yeah, I don't need to watch those anymore. I edited the ones that we did together. So positively created ordered a standing desk. I love my standing desk.
Yeah, I had it in my there's one up at the tiny house, and I had that in my tiny house tour as well. I showed how it goes up and down.
It's amazing for chronic pain. If you, I mean, obviously everybody with chronic pain is different, but for me, I have to change positions fairly often to keep my hips from locking up. And so being able to stand and sit is awesome. I feel like a lot of people had to, organize in a craft in a small space. I feel like we really wanted to make sure that we got a lot of crafting in a small space because not everybody has a big craft room.
And I did want to say, like, I seen a couple more comments about the containers, and I do want to note that it's very common, especially for me. Like, I've been doing this since that 2010, yeah, like full time since 2016. It is very common for the containers that I used to not be available anymore.
Sucks.
Like, it just happens, and I'm not going to purchase all new containers because I like the containers I have. So it's a very common problem, and I feel like a lot of us are going to have the same problem.
Yeah. It's hard to be like, oh, I bought these and it's perfect. I mean, I have the best rack for 12 by 12 inch scrapbook paper. It's a wire rack. It's amazing. And like, you can still find it on the internet for like $400. It's not worth $400. People are always asking me where I got it. And I'm just like, I need to figure out how to source this from China and sell it myself or something.
Yeah, I feel like half of my stuff is like that. I'm like, you can't even find it anymore.
I think this is really important. Understanding that organization is not one and done. It's ongoing. I think that's just a really important because you'll get to the point where you're like, yes, I did it. And then a week later, you're like, oh no, I need to figure out another.
You're like, oh, I bought a new heat press. Now what is happening in this?
I have to rearrange everything. We're going through the comments. That's why
that is like they're going so fast. I'm like way behind.
Somebody said, how much time do you typically spend on crafts per week, crafting and cleanup? Angie and I both do this full time. So, but we also spend a lot of time on our computers as well, just because we're also editing videos and writing blog posts. So
yeah, I feel like we did a podcast episode that was like a day in the life. And I think probably talked about that quite a bit. For me, most of the morning I'm computer time. Most of the afternoon I'm filming videos. So I'm actually creating. So crafting cleanup time is usually in the afternoons.
Yeah. But we both, I mean, Angie's pretty good. She works like 4 days a week. And then always on Fridays, I'm jealous when she's like, I'm reading a book on the porch. And I'm like, I'm filming a video because I am not as good as you are yet.
To be fair, I try to do all my errands on Friday, which some Fridays are not
true. I ran so many errands this last week while trying to get camp up. This last week was nuts. Let's see. Oh my gosh.
And I am so proud of you people that say you power watched all 30 videos during the free pass. I'm like, that's an accomplishment.
Pretty impressive. So it was like, I use different containers. I call it an eclectic mix. I mean, yeah, like not everything has to match.
No.
I mean, one of the things I actually really liked about the Marie Kondo way of doing things, even though it was very extreme with the just keep what brings you joy. My is going off. Anyway, one of the things she talks about, she's like, use shoe boxes, use the boxes that stuff come in, and she's like, that works just fine. And maybe at some point you're like, okay, I've been using this shoe box and in this size is fantastic. And you've been using it for however long, then buy yourself a nice box. But like, I mean, I've got 8,000 different containers on here.
Except sometimes I feel like I get one and it's not the right thing. And I spent money on it. So, I mean, it's use what you have for now.
Carol asked what link my standing desk is in. So if you watch my video on sturdy work tables, it's on day 1. It was there. My more information page, if you have the free pass, I guess it still exists, my more information link. So yeah, go to day 1 and it's in my day 1 video, but I think I linked to the standing desk on my more information page.
And someone said, can you explain what Teachable is? I'm confused. And Teachable is just what we host all the videos. Like we have to have a platform to host the videos. So it's basically when you click the link to get into camp and watch the video, you are in Teachable actually.
Yeah. Have we ever ordered too many items at once? I mean, like every week, probably all the time. The hard part, I think, for us too, is that because we make content about crafting, sometimes you're like, okay, well, now I need a backup or 2 backups just in case I mess this up. And then you get the first one perfect. And then you have all these extra random supplies.
Yeah, I feel like one thing is the way we do it, we have to have multiples almost every time. Like I can't rarely ever just make one. And then the second thing is so I'm doing so much sublimation crafting, and so many of those blanks come in bulk.
It just drives me crazy. I'm like, can I buy 1 or 2 luggage tags? And they're like, no, you can have 48. I'm like, I
Yes.
don't have 48 suitcases.
Like maybe I might need 3 luggage tags, right? So like 1 to experiment on, 1 to potentially mess up, and 1 to show you how to do it. I need 3.
Not 48.
You can have the rest of them back.
Oh, this is such a good one here from Sherry. The hardest advice is the one I need the most: to let go of things you aren't using because some were expensive and others were sentimental. This is really, really difficult. And I understand it, but that sunk cost fallacy of keeping something because you put so much money into it, it's just let it go. It's just so hard though. I totally understand.
And I saw someone mention the wall control pegboard, so we can talk about maybe sponsors real quick.
Yeah.
So we do have 2 sponsors this time, and both of them have coupon codes within camp. And I say to go to camp because all access pass people get a little bit of a better deal from wall control. So if you head to camp, go to the sponsors area, you will see both the sponsors and some coupon codes and links to get there. So wall control is one sponsor, and they make amazing metal pegboards. Like there's literally one right there.
These are not wall control. Don't look at
Love their metal pegboards. I converted to those the last time I redid my craft room. I love them. Zero regrets. I really, really like them. Definitely a company I could stand behind. And I purchased all of mine just to give them a try to make sure I like them, because we like to handpick our sponsors for this stuff. Like we don't want to take a sponsor that is going to offer up something that we are not completely proud of. So all these pegboards purchased myself. I was in love with them, and I was like, we need to ask them to be a sponsor. Second sponsor is Create Room. So the Dream Box behind me is one. They are also giving away their Dream Cart, isn't it this time?
And I have one of those.
Away.
I love it. I actually have it paired with my Dreambox Center. So I have a Dreambox Center, which is basically what Angie has, but without doors. And then I have my Dream Cart coming off of it, and I've made it a giant shipping station for all of my like Etsy shop stuff. And
I'm trying to figure out that's me on Slack or you on Slack.
That's probably me on Slack.
Okay. I was like, I got rid of mine just now.
The other problem is that my other computer is still slacking on the other side of the room.
Oh, that's what it is.
It could be.
So if you have wanted a Dream Box, Dream Card, any of the things that Create Room makes, there are coupon codes in camp for them as well. You can head there and use those if you're like, now is the time for me to get the dream whatever. If this is the time. You can get those coupon codes.
Somebody asked, can you buy the Dream Box but can't afford the whole thing? Can you buy the centerpiece? Yes, you can. It's pretty awesome. It's a great way to like build your dream box over time. I'm never going to get the doors for mine because I don't have the space. I have 600 square feet. I have an enormous craft space, and not one wall is big enough for a dream box.
So someone said Dream Cart, question mark, question mark. And I feel like mine is the older version of the Dream Cart. So you talk about it because yours is the newer version.
Yeah. So basically it is a small cart. And it's probably, I don't know, 3 feet wide, maybe. And it has 12 drawers, 12 of the mediums, big drawers, large drawers. From Create Room. It holds a lot for its size. And then it also has another tabletop that's the same size as the first tabletop that folds up. So basically it's like 6 feet of workspace that you can easily fold down to 3 feet of workspace. And these are very not correct measurements, but you know what I mean. But it holds a lot of stuff.
And those type of folding tables, no matter if it's that one or another one, I always recommend those to people that don't have a lot of space. Because you can like literally fold it out. You have your workspace, you can do your crafting, and then you can put everything up, fold it back down, wheel it away into a little corner, and like it's gone.
It forces you to clean off your workspace, which is one of those things that Angie and I are really big on. Somebody said here, my husband complained about how much time I spend on the computer, but he's spending a lot of time watching March Madness. And I have to say that Jen, who works for our camps, she made us all create a bracket. And Angie and I had no idea what we were doing because we don't watch college sports. So I went on like the vibes of the logo. Do I recognize the team? Maybe they're good at sports. I don't know. And Angie and I think to this moment are still tied, which is just cracking me up. And we're both doing pretty well.
Are we still tied? Like earlier, I was like, boy, my bracket is doing horrible. So I don't know if we're tied or not.
You keep talking. I'm going to check our bracket.
Like I had
first place.
Look, she had zero clue what she was doing, and she's in first place right now with this.
So Jen and I are tied, and you and Crystal are tied.
Okay. So I knew I was falling fast. So
so funny. I still don't know what I'm doing. Half the time I'm like, earlier I was like, where's Gonzaga? And then everybody's like, that's literally in your own state. I was like, no idea. Washington sound like it's a place that would have something called Gonzaga? No, we'd have like Bald Eagle College or something over here. I've definitely got us off track.
Someone said they have an older, it's called her hobby box, and it was like a smaller dream box. Like
I feel like
use that in our lives.
I feel like being able to get a dream box is a dream for most crafters.
Yeah.
Man, people watched all 30 classes. That's pretty impressive.
And like, I feel I tried. I was like watching and cleaning over the past few days, but I also had to like, work.
It's like we had to, say hi to you guys in the Facebook group and come on these videos.
And that's another good point. Someone said something about the cart, and even if you have like medical issues, and you can move it to like where you're comfortable. And I feel like that's a very good point. Being able to work from wherever is comfortable for you during whatever time that is. Because sometimes for me, it's various.
I do feel like in theory, I would like everything in my craft room to be on wheels. It's not that way. A lot of it is, but I feel like having everything on wheels and being able to rearrange as needed would be really awesome.
And then someone said, love the camp. Do you have more coming up, and how do we find out about them? 100%. We have more things coming up. Because you signed up for this camp, we have your email address, and we will email you about future things we have coming up. So we do a couple different things. This is an example of a camp, and we'll also have this year Sublimation camp as well as Crafting for Profit camp. So if you do sublimation or DTF printing, we'll have a camp for that.
We're probably going to add light toner this year, so it might just be called Sublimation Plus Camp or something. We're not
probably
sure.
Sublimation Plus Camp, and that will be July-ish.
Just so you know, we've done this in May the last 3 years. We are bumping it to July this year just to not interfere with so many other things.
And then Crafting for Profit Camp, and it's for crafty business owners, and that will be October-ish. And then the other thing we're doing together is kits, and those are a very short period of time. You get an amazing deal on a group of things, and those usually are printable things. You might have courses in there. They're very short, so keep an eye on your inbox. Hint, hint. Probably in May for another kit.
Yeah, there's gonna be another kit. And then we also do roadmaps. We also have Heat Press Roadmap, which is just me and Angie doing a lot of videos on one thing. So Heat Press Roadmap walks you through 30-something different heat presses because Angie and I have a frightening number of heat presses together. So that's available. I don't know if Jen and Crystal can drop links.
It's just
heatpressroadmap.com. Yeah,
it's heatpressroadmap.com.
Roadmap.com. And then one of these days, if we ever get our act together, there's another roadmap coming. Somebody asked, what is sublimation? Sublimation is one of our favorite types of crafting. It's a printer craft that involves a heat press. So basically you use special ink, print out your design, and you can press it to all sorts of different blanks using a heat press. It's really amazing and very fun.
My external keyboard does not want to work, but I'm going to try to put roadmap in here. Like, why do you not want to work right now?
Because you're on video, that's why. I like this. This camp is needed every year to remind us to keep doing the right things, remind us of the things we forgot from the previous year, and learn the new things you all have learned over the last year. I like that.
Plugging it.
Ooh, Bonnie got the brother sublimation printer. Angie and I are a big fan of that one.
Huge fan.
Yeah, oh, sweet. Another craft to get into. Absolutely.
Yes.
We both have a lot of sublimation videos on our YouTube channels as well, if you want to get started.
Lots of sublimation happening.
We're both big fans.
How about a beginner camp? That's not a bad idea, but I don't know
Beginner
what beginner would be.
Tell us what you were thinking for beginner camp.
Yeah. Like we struggle with, like we don't want it to be too specific, but we also don't want to be too broad where you don't understand what it is. So that we kind of try to meet in the middle somewhere. So
Somebody said, what's the best way to get started with sublimation? If you have a Cricut or even a Silhouette or other cutting machine, infusible ink is a great way to get started with sublimation. It's a sublimation product. Artistry, who is one of our sponsors for Sublimation Camp, they have a lot of products that do not require a printer. So they've got paint and stamp pads and pens and all sorts of things that you can practice sublimation with, or do sublimation with without having to get a printer. So you'll just need a heat press for those. Angie and I both have a lot of videos. A lot of videos. What kind of printer is best for beginners? Get that brother printer. Honestly, if you're going to do sublimation, Angie and I love that brother printer. It doesn't do big, but it does big enough. The ribbon display on my pegboard is part of the IKEA pegboard system. I don't know if they sell everything here anymore. This is 6 pegboards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I put them specifically, 1, so I could have a background for filming videos. It's very crafty. And 2, because I actually use all this stuff back here and it's one of the main places I store stuff. But yeah, the ribbon holders are just part of the IKEA system.
This is a good personal question. What is the craft you do the most for each of you?
Probably
I'm going to say I probably do sublimation more than anything else.
But I've been doing a lot of laser lately as well.
You have been doing a lot of laser. I feel like I've been doing a lot of sublimation, especially lately. And I like it. Other people seem to like it. So it's good for me.
Yeah, I do a lot of lasers, but I think that's because people keep sending me lasers. So I have, I think at this point, 7 lasers, and I've had up to 9, so it's too many lasers.
Someone mentioned the MakerFlow sublimation craft kit. So I did a live with them, showing that kit off, and it's actually like sitting right here. But it's everything you need to try sublimation. And you don't need a printer. You would just need a heat source. So it's a very cool concept. They also had one where you could get the heat source with it, but a very cool concept. So it was from MakerFlow, and there is a live video on my channel. Let me just find that, and you find another.
Somebody said, do you guys teach or help with Silhouette? I don't have a Cricut. So Angie and I are not Silhouette people. However, Ellie Mae Habits, who is one of our teachers, runs Silhouette Secrets, and she knows more about the Silhouette than you could ever imagine. So definitely look her up, Silhouette Secrets.
Okay. I am linking that video. You can check out that MakerFlow kit there.
Someone said, is the brother printer specific to sublimation? It is.
It is.
It's probably the least expensive sublimation specific printer you can get. I have had no problems with it. None.
I have not either.
And I use it all the time because I also run a small Etsy shop called Chapter and Craft, and I am constantly making mugs. So that thing's been going now for a year plus, and it just does not stop.
This is a good organization question, and it is something that throws me too. So many kinds of pens. Some need to be stored top up, some top down, some lying flat. It is a struggle.
It is a struggle.
So there are pen organizers on Amazon that you can store them kind of at an angle where it'll be like tip down. And then you could also, in that same thing, you could kind of flip them up and it would be tip up. So that's tip up, tip down. The ones that need to be flat, what I do is I put them basically in one of these like Dreambox little bins. So just a little bin where I can like lay down either the pen or the package of pens. So I do that for my flat ones. So
I have over here on the other side of my room, I actually have some flat, like plastic organizers that store them. You can see them in my video on vertical storage. They're in one of the options there.
Yeah, but yes, I agree with you. The pens are all different ways.
Ruth Ann asks, where on earth do you store so many lasers? Watch my video on secure tabletops or on dirty tabletops. You can see pretty much all my lasers in that video. I have a very large space. I'm very lucky. When we were looking at houses to buy when we were moving, we actually bought this house from Crystal at Hello Creative Family. I don't know if you guys know her blog. We bought her parents' house. And the first thing she told me when she's like, hey, my parents are thinking about selling a house in the area you want to move to was there's space for a 600 square foot craft room above the garage. And I said, where do I sign? So I do have a very large space up over here above our garage.
So the funny story is, after I watched her video on the work tables the other day, and I messaged her and said, boy, you have a lot of lasers. Like, I knew she had a lot of lasers, but seeing it, I was like, you have a lot of lasers.
It's a lot of lasers.
And someone asked, do one of us use an X tool? Both of us. And it depends on, she said her husband got it for me, but he uses it more often than me. We feel yeah. But it depends on which one you have, but one of us probably has it.
I think I have all of them. So yeah. Oh, I don't have the F1. Yeah, you have the F1.
I have the F1. I have both F1.
Both F1s. I have the P2, the big one. I've got the S1 and the M1 Ultra, and I had an M1.
So probably between both of us, yes.
So somebody asked, laser camp?
We've talked about it.
We've talked a lot about it.
Yeah.
We just don't know if the audience is there.
Yeah.
Or the amount of work that a camp takes.
Yeah, we just didn't know if there would be enough people that are laser crafters, basically.
Yeah.
And sublimation is for a wide variety of things. I couldn't even list them all in this video. So everything from shirts, polyester, anything that's made out of polyester fabric. And there are so many sublimation blanks, literally thousands of them. I couldn't even list them all. If you think of something, there's probably a sublimation blank. I just made sublimation wind chimes. Spoiler alert, that's coming soon.
They're gorgeous. They're gorgeous.
They turned out so good.
All right. Corey, what's the name of your Etsy shop? It's called Chapter and Craft. You can find it on, I think it's Chapter Craft Studio on Etsy. And then I just saw one. Oh, which Cricut cutting machine do you choose most often? The Cricut Joy Extra.
Me too. Hands down. And okay, this is a good personal question, and then we'll pick a winner. What was your first craft you started with?
I mean, I did all the 80s. We're going to age ourselves here. I did all the 80s crafts with puff paint and that sort of stuff. But I think I really got into stuff because my mom sews. And so my mom taught me to sew when I was 6 or something. And I just learned to sew. And I think that was kind of where my love for it. My mom still sews. She sells purses on Etsy.
So my mom was a crafter, and at a very young age, she taught me how to do cross stitch. And I did a lot of cross stitch as a very young person.
You also did rug hooking. Do you remember rug hooking?
I did rug hooking as well.
Yep. Gotta love it. I did a lot of puff paint. I had like a whole puff paint birthday party. 80s kid.
All right. So I'm going to type the winner. Winner is...
Somebody asked if we've used 3D printers. Neither of us has a 3D printer. However, my husband keeps going, when are you going to get one?
Oh, wrong. I keep hitting the wrong thing. There we go. The winner is Mary Massimore. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. So you are a winner, and you win an all access pass, or if you already have the all access pass, we will give you your money back. If you want to email help@craftingcamps.com and just say basically I won on the live campfire, and we will take care of you.
All right. Someone asked if they could see a sublimation project. Do you have any within arm's reach? If not, I have got one really close. I can go grab it.
I literally took them all out. The
Here,
other day, I filmed a video and then took them all out. Yeah, 0 sublimation things. I have a whole stack over here of HTV things.
I've got a mug here from my shop. I like how we're just getting into all the other crafts. We're like, This is a sublimation mug from my shop. It's Anne of Green Gables. So I have Anne of Green Gables and this, and then it wraps all the way around with all of the, so this was done with a printer and a mug press, the Cricut mug press. And the reason I like it is this is permanent. It's not going to come off. There's no vinyl. You can't feel it. It is one with the coating on here. And this is basically why we love sublimation, is because there's no weeding. It's just printing, and you can make such cute stuff.
And I was organizing. That's why I moved all the sublimation projects out of here.
Most of mine is in a bin, like all the projects I've made are in a couple bins down there, but this was sitting out because I'm going to ship it.
I had a bunch of them in here because I was filming like a little short thing. And I was organizing, and I was like, okay, now all this stuff needs to go, to where it's supposed to. And yeah, did not bring it back in.
So much stuff. Oh, we got so many congratulations for Mary. So Mary, email at help@craftingcamps.com. I don't know if Angie said that.
Yeah. And then Corey has a book on sublimation crafting. So if you are like, I really want to understand sublimation crafting and I have no idea what you two are talking about,
it's so pretty. It's big and thick.
Would be what I would say to get.
It has all sorts of, there's my boys. Aren't they so cute? So it has how to make all sorts of different projects in here, plus a guide on, how everything you'd need. Here's like tools you'll need. Here's a little bit about printers. Just different projects.
All the things.
You can get this at Amazon. Just search for Sublimation Crafting Corey George. You can get it at Amazon, Target, Barnes & Noble, Village Books, which is my local indie bookstore. Oh, somebody said, can you convert a regular printer to a sublimation printer? Yes, Angie and I both have tutorials.
Yes, you can. It needs to be Epson EcoTank. However, I don't recommend all the other printer types.
Epson EcoTank, just do it.
Oh, for color, someone asked about my colors on my drain box. So Jennifer Maker has a cut file. It is for free. No reason for anyone to reinvent this wheel. She has a cut file for free to cut just regular cardstock. So you just pick whatever color paper you want. You use her file and your Cricut machine, and you can cut. They're just little paper fronts for the fronts of your boxes, and you can make your drain box whatever color you want.
Yeah, I have the same on mine on the other side of the room. Have we ever done machine embroidery? But goodness gracious, no, I really, really, really want a big machine embroidery thing.
Yeah, so we went to Printing United, which is a huge trade show, all the machines. And I told them all not to let me stop at any embroidery machines. Make me keep walking.
I just want to make cute hoodies. Somebody's daughter's name is Corey. Oh, I love my name. Awesome. So it sounds like a lot of people are interested in sublimation. So stay tuned.
Yes. So Sublimation Camp will be, I think, a very good thing, even for beginners. We usually have like a basic section in it, and we'll continue to have that. And then get into some more advanced techniques as well for those that have been to it before.
Yeah, we've been, because Angie and I we did a bunch of basics classes each year. We've done it. So now we have this nice little library that we just bring back every year of how to do basic sublimation. It's working really well. People doing machine embroidery. I just want to make hoodies. I just want like really simple.
Us.
Where am I going to put it? I've got 7 lasers.
Like I have too many machines already.
Oh man.
I know I would love it. It's just that I don't need another hobby. I feel like you all feel my pain that when you don't need another hobby, that's where I am right now. I don't need another hobby.
Do I want a DTF printer? Yes, I do. Do I want a machine embroidery? Yes, I do. I want them all.
Yeah.
Sublimation Camp is going to be in July.
Yes.
Do we have dates for that? I think we did. It's like 17th through 21st or something. I don't know. Something like that.
Maybe Jen or Crystal knows better than me.
Jen or Crystal, do you know when camp is? We always have such a fun time at Sublimation Camp, especially because this one's going to be the 4th one. So we've been doing it for a while. It's a lot of fun.
Okay, right now it's July 17th through 19th, as long as we don't move it for some reason. But July 17th through 19th is when we're shooting for.
Brenda said she'll trade me an embroidery machine for a laser. Do some sort of backroom machine. deal. When you look at an embroidery machine, one in, one out. Oh man, the students have become the teacher.
Yeah. I
I do need an intervention season.
need an intervention.
My book is out of stock. Where did you look?
Oh no.
Hmm.
That also means her book is doing well, so it's also a yay.
Yay! But also, oh,
It's a yay and an all at the same time.
it's on Amazon.
That's also my thing. 3D printing is also one of those, like, I don't need another hobby, stay away from it. So 3D printing and embroidery is in that thing for me. Is it out of stock?
It looked like it was in stock on Amazon. There's a couple places. You can basically just search Corey George Sublimation Crafting book, and it will give you a bunch of different places to buy it.
I do like my white toner printer. Like someone talked about that in the comments. And I have a couple of them, and I have enjoyed white toner printing quite a bit. So
I do my tote bags for craft fairs with the white toner printer, and people are always so impressed because it almost looks like sublimation. Like it really does become as close to part of the material as possible.
And yeah, so someone said, will Sublimation Camp have an all access pass? All of our camps have an all access pass, just so that if you want it, you can get that extended access. You can get all those bonuses on all that kind of thing. We always have a free pass. So like if you can't afford it, you just come the days of the free pass. And then if you want it, you can always get that all access pass. So yeah, camps will always have that.
Yeah. Jen said she likes her white toner printer, and we can say that we know that her temporary tattoos made with her white toner printer are still on her arms that she made on like Wednesday or Thursday, which is, she's like, tattoos are still going strong.
I feel like, we need a video that's like white toner versus DTF. Like we have one in camp, but we don't have one.
I might have one on my channel. I think I did. What's the difference between?
I've done DTF versus UV DTF, but I don't know if I've done.
It's HTV, DTF, white toner, and sublimation. All four, I think I compared in a video on my YouTube
Okay.
channel.
Well, I'll look on your channel.
And then Crystal, can you find that on my channel and drop the link on my
I did one. Hold on.
You did? You're like, oh, I did one.
I did. Okay.
A white toner printer is basically what it sounds like. It's a printer that prints white, so you can, do designs on dark colored clothing. It prints with toner instead of ink, which is awesome because it does not dry out, which is one of the problems with sublimation printers, with DTF printers, is that white ink is very viscous. I don't know what the right word is, and it clogs really easily. White toner doesn't do that. However, white toner printers are expensive. So that's kind of the trade-off. And DTF printing is a different type of printing that also has white. DTF stands for direct to film. And my guess is Angie's shirt that she's wearing was probably DTF.
Well, super color. So
yes, it's a type of DTF. Yeah. So it's basically another type of printing. However, there's a lot of safety concerns for doing DTF at home. I have a video about all the safety concerns on my YouTube channel.
And then someone said, I joined Sublimation Camp not too long ago. Is the one in July the same thing? So the Sublimation Camp was in May of 2024. That was the last one we had. And then this one will be July 2025. So
difference between DTF powder and embossing powder, I think they are just two different powders for two different things. One is for DTF and one is for embossing. Don't try to use them for the other thing. DTF powder for DTF printing is the adhesive. So basically you're putting it on the back of the print. It's a powdered microplastic adhesive. You're putting it on the back of the print, baking it in an oven so that it dries so that you can then apply it to a blank. Oh, thank you, Crystal, for sharing my video on my channel.
And then someone said, Angie, will you be doing any more tutorials on YouTube, not sublimation? And I do them all the time. So I try to do like one sublimation a week and one something else, basically. But if you have like something you want to see, I'm always open to suggestions. So as always, you can leave comments of like things you want to see me do. However, embroidery machines and 3D printers cannot be one of the things you want to see me do right now.
Well, I'm going to put Angie embroidery machine.
I want to see embroidery machine videos.
I just want to be able to make shirts for my shop, but you know, I really want to make clothing for my little book themed Etsy shop. However, the sizing, like I can't just have like one, I have to have all the sizes, and that gets really stressful to think about. All right, does anybody have more? We got all over the place with this video.
It was all over the place, but you know, we're tired at the end of the camp. So any last minute questions, just ask us, anything is fine. And then hopefully you enjoyed craft organization camp. Couple things, look for a survey early next week. Please fill that out if you can. We usually do giveaways with if you fill the survey out as well, so fill that out. So we just want your feedback, good, bad, whatever. Like, we just would like your feedback, and we'll probably ask in there, would you like to see this camp again? We would love feedback on that as well. And otherwise, if you enjoyed camp, you only had your free pass, remember that the all access pass, we always have people that are like, I didn't know the price was going up. So price goes up Sunday night, 11:59 p.m. Eastern time. So, and it's going up $20. So it's a lot. So it's jumping from 49 to 69. So it's a big jump. So if you have thought about it at all during this camp and you're like, I really want the all access pass, you know, please mull it over, make sure it's in your budget, but do it before tomorrow night so you get the best price right now.
All right, we got a bunch of random little questions. Let's start with, how safe is sublimation? Pretty safe. There are some fumes. You can, you know, run a air purifier, open windows, cross flow, ventilation, all good things when you're doing sublimation. It can give people headaches. So generally I like to open a door, and often I'll have a fan going as well. Is the free pass only up for 24 hours? So the free ticket is going away tomorrow at 9 a.m. Eastern time. And then after that, it's only all access pass.
And one more, like, also last chance for free people, enter those giveaways. So if you're watching this and have a free pass and haven't entered, immediately go and enter the giveaways, please.
Yeah. Do either of you have a video of Etsy versus Shopify? I have that exact video on my channel. You can go find it.
It does. I just saw it the other day.
We both have things for the Cricut Joy Extra on our channels. However, I feel like most Cricut content is applicable to most machines, especially Cricut Joy Extra and the Cricut Explorer, some Cricut Maker stuff that's not the fancy stuff that the Cricut Maker does. So for example, I just did a video, it was around the holidays, on how to make folding bookmarks. I used my Cricut Explorer, but you could easily do it on Cricut Joy. One of the videos mentioned a color cube. Is that different than our cube timer?
So we did mention a cube timer. There is a color cube, and I've seen people use it, but I'm not exactly sure.
Oh, is that the thing with like color palettes in it?
Yeah.
That thing is awesome.
But I don't know where people get it.
I don't either. I don't have one.
It's super cool, but I don't know.
Have you ever done scrapbooking? Yolanda, yes. That was really where I was very crafty in college with my scrapbooks, and I loved it. It was so fun. I think it's kind of one of those things that kind of reignited, like, from being a crafty kid, then kind of losing that in high school, to being a crafty adult. Of all machines, what is your go-to?
I saw that one. I'm not sure. Gosh.
All of them? It depends on what I want to make.
Yeah, like what? I need to know what I'm making. Like, I'll just say, like, if it's sublimation, it's going to be the Brother SP1 sublimation printer. If it is Cricut, I'm going to take my Cricut Joy Extra over the rest of them. And if it's laser, I'm going to have a really hard time.
It's laser. It depends on, I have two recommendations for laser, because there's two different types of lasers. Three different types, really.
Yeah.
I love my X-Tool S1, and I like the X-Tool P2S, which I just got.
And I don't feel like you could go wrong with the X-Tool laser. Let's put that there. Yeah. So
I wouldn't get the original M1.
Yes.
They have made so much progress since then. Yeah. But the M1 Ultra, fantastic. I mean, they are innovating so much faster than other laser companies. I mean, I have 3 Glowforges and I like them all. However, Xtool, anytime I'll complain about something about Xtool in a video, and in the next laser, it's fixed. And I'm like, guys, I don't know if they're watching my videos or whatever, but like anytime I'm like, oh, I really wish this had this, the next laser has it. So it's pretty cool.
And I thank you so much. We work really hard to make this camp run as smoothly as possible. So this comment is amazing. So this was the best kind of camp. No bugs or stuff to deal with, but all the fun of learning and sharing and a great camp counselors. So thank you very much.
Oh, somebody asked that this is a good question from Linda about the difference between Sublimation Craft Kit and Sublimation Camp. You want to go ahead and talk about it?
Yeah. So the kits, so for instance, we did Sublimation Craft Kit. So the kits are a very short time bundle of products or courses or just individual things that each of the contributors have. We sell it for just a couple weeks at a ridiculously low price. So you get access to all of those little things.
It was like $1,000 worth of resources. So printables, guides, cheat sheets, that kind of stuff for $19 and then $29.
Yeah.
So those are our kits. So keep an eye out for them, but they don't include like classes and a Facebook group.
My sawgrass has decided to do its maintenance.
Always.
Thank you so much for that, sawgrass. So the camps are more like this experience where we have all the teachers and the content is exclusive to the camp. So these are all new videos. You got 30 new videos with Craft Organization Camp. They've never been anywhere before. So you got exclusive content. Whereas with the kids, it's just like things that people had already had for sale somewhere and we just kind of bundled them up together. Hopefully that kind of explains it. So the camp is more of an experience altogether, whereas the kit is more of just like individual things we just kind of pull together.
So for the lasers for both of us, most of them are given to us for reviews, and that's just because of the channels we've built up. I purchased my first laser, the Glowforge Pro. Love it, still use it all the time. It's a great laser. I would have purchased almost pretty much any laser I've gotten. There's just some I like more than others. And honestly, they all do the same thing. They cut with a beam of light. Like the differences between them, they're much more similar than they are different.
Yeah, there's many more lasers that we could review, but it's sort of like, it is literally the same laser. It's just in a different color box.
Yeah. Are your camps ever live? No, we decided when we did our first camp, we went back and forth and we decided that it is so much less stressful for us and for our amazing camp counselors to not do it live because there's just so many ways that can go wrong. And so we have our counselors a month before camp, their videos are due, we get them all uploaded so that we can have a much more seamless, less problem-filled camp for you.
And just stay tuned to your email address for information about kits, camps, etc., etc. We will email you that information and we will email you plenty of times when the kits, like it is available for sale a very short period of time, but we do email you several times during that just to make sure you actually see it and get a chance to purchase it.
You can also follow us. We finally have social media. You can follow us on Instagram at craftingcamps.com or no, at Crafting Camps.
At Crafting Camps. Yeah.
And we do have a Facebook page, which I think Jen is updating now too. So
yes, she is.
Crafting Camps. It took us long enough to get social media rolling for this business we've had for 4 years.
Yeah. And we usually also put it in all the groups. So you're most likely you've joined the Facebook group for Craft Organization Camp, and we will like notify you about other things we have going on within that. So if you want to join those things as well.
And if you're on either of our own lists, email lists. So if you subscribe to Hey Let's Make Stuff or Angie, you'll also get emails about it.
Right. And I know some people were having trouble with the Teachable and AirPlay, but I talked with somebody that said they also had trouble with like Jennifer Maker's Teachable things. So it must be a Teachable thing, and maybe Apple TVs is kind of like where I landed on this. So some people were like had some kind of workaround to like send it to their televisions, but there was some kind of Teachable thing with maybe Apple.
Paulette asked, can the kits be posted to Australia for the camp? They are not physical kits, so it's all digital. So then we're not sending out a bunch of things. It's just all digital downloads.
Yeah.
So you can get it in Australia.
Yes. All right. I feel like we've been going an hour.
This is what we do.
All right, so thank you all so much for joining us for this camp. We had an amazing time, and we'll continue to like interact in the Facebook group, of course, even without camp. So if you are in that Facebook group and you have like before and after pictures, or in 6 weeks you want to show us your progress, please do that because we would love to see it. All right, so thank you so much. And if you want that all access pass, remember it goes up tomorrow night. I'm going to say that again because I don't want emails saying boo-hoo.
We can't. We don't make exceptions.
So get your craft spaces organized.